What's up with y'all? Jess Spark, Star Pilot back in this motherfucking check it out. You know what I'm saying? Mars and Gemini. So with Mars and Gemini, you know what I'm saying? Our communications is gonna be passionate about mutable things. So we're gonna be passionate about mutable things, and the way we express that is how we get our 1-2 going. You know what I'm saying? So whatever we're like, it's kind of like, you know, it's kind of like the furnace open. You know what I'm saying? And even though that's a regular thing, the furnace open will represent you letting the furnace not be expanded to the air. You know what I'm saying? Air. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like the smoke would be the Gemini, the fire will be the Mars. You know what I'm saying? And once you kind of understand that kind of saying, you understand the process of elimination of where that shit can take it to. You know what I'm saying? So, you're always expanding your horizons, things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? With Mars and Gemini, it's kind of like the things we're doing. We may not have the right way on how we want to express what we're going through, but if we know the proper way and how to go upon that thing, then the whole expression will make sense when you have that saying for you being an individual. You know what I'm saying? Because Mars, that's that passionate, individualistic, you know what I'm saying, warlike, you know what I'm saying, sexual like, you know what I'm saying. It's just the higher octave of it. And not saying Pluto's lower octave. I'm just saying that the higher octave within the Mars element will be the more, it will be the fire. Pluto will be the more deep water, but they're both the same element because they're both the feelings. You know what I'm saying? And not element, but the planetary power elemental energies, because they're both the same. They're both feeler planets. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So when you're understanding that, you'll be in a space to where the whole point of having something you're doing is to express that thing. You know what I'm saying? You always want to express the things you're doing, because if the things you're doing is expressive, then your capability on what you got to offer will be more unique, like, you know what I'm saying, more compatible. You know what I'm saying, more civilized. You know what I'm saying? And not to say it's all about being civilized, but it's all about being more, like I said, being back to an individual. So it's more about being an individual. You know what I'm saying? So when you're getting the ball rolling for yourself, you want to be in a space where you're having something you're doing on a day-to-day basis on your goals. You know what I'm saying? And that goal you're doing will help you within the aspect of what you're supposed to be doing, because what you're supposed to be doing is you're supposed to be doing something that's consistently based towards you being yourself. And that's kind of what the Mars and Gemini is going to be leading us to. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be pushing us to be ourselves, because usually when the Mars is in the air element, we would say it's kind of it's like it's not at home, but it's like what's I want to look for? It's off work. You know what I'm saying? So it's it's on work. You know what I'm saying? So when you understand it's on work right now, when you're at work, you're kind of doing the things you're not like, you may not be capable, like, or be happy with doing, but the whole point is if you just do it. You know what I'm saying? And when you're doing that, you'll be in a space where you get more equated with the energies. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know what I'm saying, Mars, and like I said, Mars and Gemini, you know what I'm saying, look at it as the war soldier, with the war soldier, but with more communication tactics. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, instead of the war soldier being on a mission and being that war, pow pow pow. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's kind of, it'll be in a space where it's more communicative and telling people about the mission. You know what I'm saying? So when you're telling people about the mission, it's not saying you may be at work, but it could also be fun. You could also psych it up to be fun, because if you're in that space, you're making your passions more immutable, like towards others. You know what I'm saying? And if you can do that, you'll be in the right space of energies, because that space, that way of how to look at things, become more fun like when you're doing it the right way, when you're doing it for God, you know what I'm saying? And now you're doing it more in a space of where it should be seen as, you know what I'm saying? So make sure when you're doing things like that, you got something you're doing like for you and only you in general, because that's what the Mars is in general, you know what I'm saying? Mars, if it was Mercury in Gemini, you know what I'm saying, not only would it do good in Gemini, but it'll also be in a space of where you don't mind thinking for others. But Mars is your passions, so if you're not passionate about something, you'll fall for anything, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like you want to be doing something that you're passionately stable on, and it's gonna make your passions have to look more relatable, you know what I'm saying, more unique and team like, you know what I'm saying? Instead of you doing it for the sake of just doing it, you're doing it for the sake of actually having a better system going for yourself, a better running system going for yourself. So now when you're doing shit like that, you're more, you know what I'm saying, it's kind of like you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're going with the elemental flow, you know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of like, make sure you know how to look at these things, make sure you know how to represent these things, and make sure when you're doing some things like these, look at the sun, you see the sun in the background, you know what I'm saying? That's it good, you know what I'm saying? Oh shit, you know, it be looking like you know, in the Bible how they had Jesus, or the motherfuckers got the sun in the back of their head. You know, so that's what it looks like from. Anyway, let's not talk about that too much. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I'm playing with it, and you know, it's crazy because anytime we have like things like these be going up in the sky, we are as stars be playing out these individualistic ways by default. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like we all have a say-so in the puzzle when we're doing things like this, you know what I'm saying? And when we're doing things like this, we want to be in a space of where we know we're doing things like this. We don't get lost in the sauce. We know this is our power, you know what I'm saying? So once you run with the energies and play with the energies, you'll be in a space of where you have a piece in the puzzle for yourself when you got something going for yourself. So now when you're doing things like that, you don't you don't get it fucked up, you know what I'm saying? The whole point is to know what we're supposed to be down here doing, you know what I'm saying? And you know, once you know what you're supposed to be doing down here, you have the individualistic way and how you're supposed to be seen as a spirit, you know what I'm saying? And at that point, you really don't care how you're seen. You don't care about being liked, you know what I'm saying? It's more about you gaining respect from others just because you're being yourself, you know what I'm saying? So that's Mars and Gemini, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like that way how you see things in general, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, just whatever you're doing, make sure you're doing something that can lead towards your goals, you know what I'm saying? Your gifts, your goals, your passions, all that shit, you know what I'm saying? Because when you got things that don't lead you to your goals, like you won't like the materializing will be less than the percentage level, you know what I'm saying? And Mars that's kind of that deals with materializing too, you know what I'm saying? You want to see it as that, because you know what I'm saying, that's kind of like understanding your root chakra. That's how you manifest too. That's how you materialize. That's how you do all these things, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like when you're looking at it like that, you're being a more representative space as a spirit, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, just know what you're doing, because when you know what you're doing, you're a bad motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? And when you got things like that you're doing that's on a day-to-day basis, that's unique to you and yourself and others, you'll be respected as that individual being yourself, you know what I'm saying? That was kind of, I ain't gonna lie, but you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna go for a little bit longer, for 10 minutes, because I want to get my, and I'm not gonna explain that, but yeah. So it's kind of like that's how you want to see things, you know what I'm saying? Because you know, when you're seeing things like that, the whole point is to make something more respectful for you. And then you know, you're gonna do it as a spirit in general, because this is what we do as spirits in general, you know what I'm saying? We do this is what we do. This is our superpowers, you know what I'm saying? So when you know what you're doing, like I say, when you know what you're doing, you're a bad motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And Jet Spark Star Pilot, and we out in this motherfucker.